to extend this lead.
Yeah, and I mean, just one more thing to note as we do continue to talk about Cerberus, when you're going through that list of numbers, there's really not that many firsts. Actually, there's a lot of seconds, thirds, fourths, which is great, but obviously not being able to convert it is kind of a little bit of a mark against them. I think you start to sort of disregard that a little bit if they do manage to do it on the biggest stage. And realistically, within APAC, PCS is going to be that biggest stage. And I mean, look, they're definitely a team that would be looking forward to seeing playing at PGC as well. They did quite solidly in PCS6. They've been really consistent this year. If they come into PCS7 and win it, then they might be the team that we're kind of putting on that pedestal at PGC to say, okay, this is our representative from the APAC region that we hope to see do really well. Similar to maybe what you would have said about Buriram and about Fury in last year's PGC event. So that's a storyline that definitely is changing coming into 2022 as we start to look toward PGC. I think the Titans of old have kind of fallen off a little bit, or even disappeared, obviously, in the case of Fury. And now we're starting to see new teams kind of come through. Cerberus, Daytrade, these are going to be the teams that we're talking about more so heading into PGC. But obviously that's still a while away.
Yeah.
And we jump into day 2 of
And
games.
a beautiful graphic here as well, because I think obviously we've kind of spoken at length. The household names did not make it. Even the likes of Unicorn Phoenix, of course, as Utah surely finds his kill. No, never mind. Seat swap for Ranger X, actually landing that headshot. And he does have Cloris just above, though, looking for the trade. Takes damage, though, by Pathum Pong. Not ideal there for Genius Esports. They'll lose one. They don't get the trade. Can they get anything else, though? Maybe not. Zest has to be careful because the rest of T5 on their way. And, of course, Genius have already lost one.
Yeah, this is starting to actually look a little bit awkward for both of these teams. You can see shots coming in from either side. It seems like they've sort of both walked into a bit of a crossfire. Rasita Jr., I don't want to see him going down here for my fantasy team, but he really doesn't look like he's in a great spot at all. Probably popping a medkit. Escrosit is going to drop to Zest. There should be a trade in here from Rasita Jr., though, and instantly he gets traded down by Clory. So it's a bit of a mess indeed. They're at on 5 down to just the 2 players. Ranger X is very isolated away from this engagement as well, and it's just down to Clories and Simon T.
One thing I will say, though, about this fight is that it doesn't really feel like either team was in the wrong for initiating or fighting back. It just so happened to be sort of random drive-by. Clories has the higher position, but Pathum Pong here is peeking beautifully. Still has Ranger X alive, and that means it's a 2 versus 1 against Simon T, who, of course, as the one, is not even really there. Trying to utilize that SLR with the 8 times from a distance will, of course, finish off Extrazit, but really the damage has been done onto both teams here. If Rasita Jr. cannot be brought back up, he is bleeding out, but they should be able to get the revive. Called to a front flip there for a brief moment of time. IKR now pushing on to Buriram United. They may just get their first test here in this first match of the night. Canaxi really kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Does at least have cover with the vehicles, both broken down and droppable. Edie, though, getting the open kill. Turn around. No, can't take out AT. Fortunately, though, for Buriram, Canaxi did get the down onto J end as well. But yeah, Canaxi is really stuck between a rock and a hard place outside. If he can push towards this building, it may just help him, but obviously for the time being has to get that first aid kit off.
Has managed to do so. He's getting a bit of assistance from Cheeksing, but Nordra's also dropped, so that's not good news for Buriram. He'll be finished off as well. The grenade is not really enough to knock anyone else over, but it does finish off J end. Buriram, I dare say, not feeling too happy about the way that this one has played out. Neither is IKR, I'll mention, but they're hanging on a little better. Although they have lost one player and they're probably not too pleased about it. Before, Delta Mix, I believe, is new to PCS. It hasn't been exactly the start that From the Future would have wanted, but it hasn't been awful. They're definitely in the mix. They're definitely in the middle of that pack. This, though, is probably not going to go very well for them. That is clean from MS Shamburi, and that is exactly what they needed too, because they are starting to elevate their standing. 5 kills in this game, 4 players alive. Neil T's going to get 2 on the drive-by as well. That's not gone well for Origami Orangutans. Kang is going to try to salvage. Rain's there as well to assist, but it's down to just the 1 or 2 members left. Van going to get the better of Rain. End of the day, though, have to imagine NGE should have this one cleaned up, and they do. They'll be able to get all 4 players back into the mix, Xenox, and that has...
Team Bliss, and they've been relatively quiet, but they do have 4 players alive. Could help them out in this particular game. And it's Jombura now, moving over to the Expendables. Levi's watching just close by. Jarman actually priming that nade, throws it over towards the vehicle. Didn't find anyone, but it's Job Jab. He's going to get the job done onto Levi's. Julia will finish that one off. Nice spray again from Job Jab. Talk about a frontline player making an impact. 2 quick downs. It's just 777 left over towards this position. Ooh. Able to heal up. He has a nade that he can throw up onto MS Chomburi, but it's a difficult one to land, and yet he does land it nonetheless. One to Julio, a second one thrown over. It's the last one he's got. He will at least secure the kill and put a big dent into MS Chomburi's chance of winning this game.
Yeah, every point matters at this moment for the Expendables. They're still sitting in the middle of that pack, and we know how tight it can be there.
Fortunately for New Generation, they will be able to get that revive as Archangel Predator now pushing in close by as well. They do have a little snake in the grass though behind them. It's Simon T for Genius Esports, and he's just going to allow them to run on by, and he can now push up into those smokes as well if he so chooses to.
He could cause so many problems for Archangel Predator right here. They are in an engagement against Day Trade. They've got that knock onto Poochills. Haven't confirmed the kill just yet, but if Simon strikes from behind, that could be a real thorn in the side for Archangel Predator. Going to be on the rise this game. They are one of 3 teams now in the remaining 7 that have all 4 players up. They're on 5. We'll see Rosita Jr. go down, and it's not an ideal timing for them for that to occur with the blue at their back.
Just looking at that mini-map, though, for a brief second. We don't obviously have the full map on our screen, but I did see Cerberus. I think they're on the wrong side of the road here for this Phase 6 circle. So at some point, they're going to have to get moving, unless they get a Phase 7 shift. Batham Pong trying to see what he can find, leading the way for the other 2 members, Rosita Jr. and Ranger X. We saw them, of course, at the start of this game in that little fracas, which they've been able to at least stay alive for the most part and keep themselves in contention for the late game. So despite fighting early, Jordan, getting those 3 kills, losing the 1 player, of course, extra is it.
As soon as they get knocked, they're starting to bleed out pretty damn quick at this point. And they're going to have to move shortly, so they really have to do this perfectly. Straight through the smoke.
Oh,
Leo and Jervis have found one apiece. Skeet needs to be very careful. That grenade doesn't land right next to him. It's not going to matter. MSC are done and dusted, and it looks like SGD are going to be picking up a bunch of points. Rosita Jr., he has managed to get himself a medkit off, but that zone is at his back, and he's got to go. Nice shots onto Shen. How much is that going to help him, though?
Yeah, it just felt like the damn wall was breaking there for Theraton 5. Jervis, and surely we'll get him out. It's actually Nan that got that down. Jervis, though, will say thank you for the knock, and I'll finish what I...
Certainly seems that way. I mean, Day Trade Cerberus could really throw a bit of a spanner in the works. Leo for SGD. I'm not sure how he's still alive, or I'm not sure how Tycon and the rest of Cerberus are still alive either. It had to be one of those 2 teams gone, and Leo has secured an extra couple of points for SGD. Fantastic work. Brings them up into 2nd place. Big win right here would be a nice launching platform, and it feels very important for both of these teams to kind of convert this one.
Oh, I think Leo just made the cross. No, Insight, I think, spotted him at the very last second. Big kill for Insight, big kill for Team Bliss. Day Trade not long for this world now. Archangel Predator just getting good position. Flash, though, gets the knock onto Mad Dog, and this is maybe going to open things up for Team Bliss. Never mind. CJ also getting the down onto Insight. It's AAP 3v3 that are probably in the best position right now, with CJ holding that high ground position.
Nobody wants to be that player that goes down first and, in a sense, kind of throws the game away for their respective squad. Insight now on the move, takes the peek. Mad Dog drops. It's 1 down for Archangel Predator.
Mirage was expecting the trade, and in the end it did come, but it came from a different direction. Nan actually got 2. So now, Team Bliss down to 2 standing players. It's a 2 versus 3. Bryn is so close to Evil Patrick. He has got no idea how close he is. Bryn's going to be able to sneak in from behind. He just sprays through the smoke, gets the down onto CJ to 2 versus 2 now. But we are running out of time. 40 seconds left. So much smoke. They're going to have to start finding each other shortly here. Nan does find them indeed. He got almost all of them in the end. 13 kills for Archangel Predator. Nan leading the way. And the Philippines off to a good start here for day 2.
Yeah, really nice bounce back from Archangel Predator. It has to be said, a little bit of a disappointing in day 1, and to be honest, quite a disappointing PCS6 as well from Archangel Predator. I had high hopes for them going into the previous season after some